Arcade Heroes.
It's time to take a look at another IAAPA 2022 booth. This one from UNIS. UNIS is actually Universal Space, just shortened, but they just don't use Universal Space anymore. Here's one game from Taito, which is OnPoint, and seen that before, so didn't focus much on it. Of course, UNIS's booth is very heavy on the redemption side, and particularly since last year they've been putting a lot of emphasis on the crane machines and variations of cranes. And so this fantastic prize and grand prize stuff has been pretty popular for them at different shows. Here's one of their redemption games. I think I have some footage of this beyond this video. I may have to just splice this with some other parts that I have, just as I can recall. I might not have gotten the best footage on this one, but it's called Crusaders II. I don't remember ever coming across Crusaders 1. That might have just been a China release, but it's essentially like a lot of these kid-focused redemption games where you sit down, blast enemies. It's up to 4 players, though. There was this 4-player double-sided crane machine there, Moto Vr, which I've also filmed before. I can't recall exactly what headsets. I think it was a Chinese brand that they use there, but you can play that one without the headset if you wanted. As I recall, I preferred that myself. There's also Pogo Jump. This one's been very hard to get anybody actually playing it. Like the lady that I was talking to there, she was saying she was going to play it, but then I guess there was some message on the screen saying that you had to be 10 years old or something like that, and so you never can really find kids that age playing those games at these shows or filming roles, whatever. Redemption game here, which uses an old electromechanical concept of a printed conveyor belt going there, and so that's, I do hand it to Redemption, where they sometimes try things a little bit differently than we sometimes do in video games. Not always, but sometimes. It was a very big booth, bigger than Sega's, and so lots of space. And here's Sailor's Quest VR, and just showing the movement from the side. I almost want to say that the movement is handled from arms on the back of the seat. I'm not 100% sure about that, because it didn't look like there was a lot of equipment underneath the seat to be moving it around. But again, I'll have to talk with UNIS and see if they would provide more details on that. I only remember them talking more about the VR headsets, features, and whatnot. But I also have a video of this on the channel, so if you want to catch that in a little bit more detail, although I think I shoot this from some angles that I didn't really show that time. I only ever came across people playing this by themselves, not with 2. There's Power Puck Fever, which is kind of UNIS's take on multi-puck air hockey, and LEDs, of course, like the Pac-Man Smash, but not quite as chaotic as Pac-Man Smash. It didn't have a bunch of miniature pucks, and they had Wicked Tuna on hand, both in 2- and 4-player models, which I have video of this from Amusement Expo 2022. Same thing with Elevator Action Invasion. Here's a new merchandiser that they had, which also is you play a video game to try and unleash more marbles onto the playfield, which can then push a prize over, as well as you have to get the prize to something like that. Or I think it's, as I recall in the video game, you could unleash marbles that would depend on where you landed on the game. This was also a video meets crane machine, and there was actually a little video game that you could play with it, and like a driving game for kids. The hand is another merchandiser, which is basically Keymaster, but with a gigantic metal hand, and it would push the prize, if that hand actually fits, pushes the prize out down through the back, and then you can collect your prize. And then the big one that they were promoting at the show was this new emoji roller, the world's first emoji redemption game, I think as it was called, and it's a marble pusher as well. Lots of marble pushers as showed in my last video, the LAI Games booth. They had the Rick and Morty one, and then the 4-player Wicked Tuna. I forgot to film that there was another emoji variation on the side there, but oh well. Anyways, that's UNIS's booth. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.